You were so motivated on Monday, ready to change your life, ready to lose weight, build habits, get fit, be better. You had the plan. You had the energy. You were going to do it this time. By Wednesday, the motivation was gone. By Friday, you'd given up. And now you're waiting to feel motivated again so you can start over. Sound familiar? I'm Elmarie, and today I am going to tell you something that might change everything. Motivation is not the answer. It never was, and waiting for it is exactly why you keep starting over. Because here's the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Motivation is unreliable. It's a feeling, and feelings come and go. You cannot build a life on a feeling that disappears the moment things get hard. But consistency is different. And today we're talking about why consistency will always beat motivation. And more importantly, how to build it. Let's start with what motivation actually is, because most people have it completely wrong. Motivation is an emotion. It's excitement. It's the feeling you get when you watch an inspiring video, read a life-changing book, or decide you're finally going to make a change. It feels powerful. It feels like this time it's going to be different. But motivation is triggered by novelty, by newness, by the idea of something before the reality sets in. And the moment the reality sets in, motivation starts to fade. The first workout is hard. The healthy meal is less exciting than the burger. The new habit takes effort. And your brain, which was flooded with dopamine at the idea of change, suddenly isn't so sure anymore. This is not weakness. This is not failure. This is just how motivation works. It spikes at the beginning and disappears when you actually need it. That's its design. You cannot fix it. You cannot force it to stay. Motivation leaves. Every time. For everyone. The people you admire who seem endlessly driven. They're not more motivated than you. They stopped relying on motivation a long time ago. They built something more powerful. They built consistency. Now, let's talk about what consistency actually is, because it's not what most people think. Consistency is not perfection. It's not doing everything right every single day. It's not never missing a workout or never eating something unhealthy. Consistency is a decision, a non-negotiable, a commitment you make to yourself that doesn't depend on how you feel. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wait until you feel motivated to brush your teeth. You just do it, every morning, every night, not because you're excited about it, not because it makes you feel inspired, but because it's just what you do. That's consistency. It's boring. It's unsexy. And it's the only thing that actually works. When you're consistent, you show up on the days you feel amazing and the days you feel terrible. You do the workout when you're energized and when you're exhausted. You eat well when you feel motivated and when you really don't want to. Not perfectly, but consistently. And here's what happens. Small actions, done consistently, compound into massive results. Not quickly. Not dramatically, but surely, inevitably. The person who works out 3 times a week every week for a year is infinitely more successful than the person who works out every day for 2 weeks and then quits because they lost motivation. The person who eats well 80% of the time consistently is infinitely more successful than the person who does a perfect diet for a month and then gives up. Consistency over time always beats motivation in bursts. So why do people keep chasing motivation instead of building consistency? Because motivation feels better. Motivation is exciting. Motivation feels like progress even when nothing has actually changed. You feel motivated, you make a plan, you buy the workout clothes, you research the diet, and it all feels productive. But nothing has actually happened yet. Consistency is boring. Consistency is just doing the thing again, and again, and again, without fanfare, without excitement, just showing up. And our brains don't like boring. Our brains love the hit of dopamine from the new plan, the fresh start, the exciting beginning. So we keep going back to motivation. New year, new start. Monday, new plan. And we never get off the hamster wheel. So how do you build consistency instead? Here's what actually works. Step 1, make the action so small that motivation isn't required. This is the most important step. If you need motivation to do the habit is too big. If you're trying to go from 0 to an hour at the gym, that requires massive motivation every single day. Of course you'll quit. But if you commit to 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you don't need motivation for 5 minutes. You just do it. Small enough that on your worst day, your most exhausted day, your most unmotivated day, you can still do it. That's the size your habit should be. Then once the consistency is built, once showing up is automatic, you can increase the intensity. But build the consistency first. Small and consistent beats big and sporadic every time. Step 2, remove the decision. Make consistency non-negotiable. Every time you have to decide whether to do the habit, you create an opportunity to talk yourself out of it. Should I work out today? Well, I'm tired. And it's cold. And I did it yesterday. Maybe tomorrow. But if you decide once in advance that you're working out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, no matter what, then there's no decision on those days. You just go. Like brushing your teeth. Non-negotiable. The less you have to decide, the more consistent you'll be. Schedule it. Block it. Make it automatic. Remove the decision entirely. Step 3. Never miss twice in a row. Life happens. You'll miss a day. That's fine. That's human. Missing one day doesn't break consistency. What breaks consistency is missing 2, 3, 4 days in a row. So the rule is simple: never miss twice in a row. Miss Monday. Non-negotiable that you show up Tuesday. Skip the gym. You go the next time no matter what. The comeback is what matters, not the miss. Getting back immediately is what separates consistent people from inconsistent people. Step 4. Build identity, not just habits. Stop saying I am trying to exercise and start saying I am someone who exercises. The words you use about yourself matter. When you say I'm trying, you're still on the outside looking in. You might fail. You might quit. You're still deciding. But when you say I'm someone who exercises, you're not deciding anymore. It's just who you are. And when it's who you are, missing doesn't make sense. You don't miss brushing your teeth because you're someone who brushes their teeth. Say it out loud. I'm someone who eats well. I'm someone who moves their body. I'm someone who shows up for myself. And then act like that person, even when you don't feel like it yet. Step 5. Focus on showing up, not on results. Here's where most people go wrong. They measure consistency by results, and when results don't come fast enough, they quit. But results are slow. Results lag behind effort. You might eat well for 2 weeks and see nothing on the scale. You might work out for a month and feel like nothing changed. But something changed. Your habits changed. Your identity changed. Your body is adapting even when you can't see it yet. So measure showing up, not results. Did I show up today? Yes. Did I show up yesterday? Yes. Am I showing up consistently? Yes. That's success. The results will come. They always do for people who are consistent enough to wait. So let me recap. Motivation is a feeling. It comes and goes. It was never reliable and never will be. Stop chasing it. Consistency is a decision. It doesn't depend on how you feel. It just requires you to show up. Again and again. Boring, unsexy, powerful. To build consistency, make the action tiny. Remove the decision. Never miss twice. Build identity. Focus on showing up. And then keep going. Not because you feel like it. Not because you're motivated. But because you decided to. Because you're someone who shows up for yourself. Because you know that small, consistent actions compound into the life you want. This is Haven Space, where we talk about what actually works. Not what sounds good. Not what feels inspiring. What actually, practically, honestly works. Consistency works. Start there. Keep going. That's it. If this helped you see it differently, subscribe. Let's keep showing up together. I'll see you in the next one.